kind of the same. That's okay. Okay, so follow along with me. So, right time for kids. Writing opinions and arguments. An opinion is a belief, judgment, or way of thinking. While opinions are not facts, they need to be supported by facts and logic. Sometimes a writer's purpose is to present his or her own point of view or beliefs. Sometimes the purpose is to present the opinions of others. In either case, it's the writer's job to state the opinions clearly and to support them with a strong argument based on well thought out reasons and clear logic. Okay, so it's cool. With the PDF, you can annotate. So I'm gonna choose the highlight tool. Are gray wolves safe? A plan to take the animal off the endangered species list sets off a debate. Okay, there's a caption we could use, but there's more captions. Wolves have made a comeback in Minnesota. Okay, so the title of the article is Call of the Wild. And okay. And then the author, let's see. Let's find the author. The author, oh, it was just by Times for Kids staff. Sometimes it's by multiple people, so they just put staff. Okay. Okay. So the cool thing, as I've said before, about these Right Time for Kids articles is usually they put the claim or the thesis at the beginning in a different color. So remember, the informational text had red, red thesis. The argumentative texts have the blue thesis. So here's the claim. So a claim is also a thesis. U.S. officials want to stop protecting gray wolves, but others say the animals still need our help. Okay, so here's the claim. I'm gonna copy. Oh, I'm gonna copy. Okay. Okay. Well, I highlighted it. Highlighted the claim. Now I'm gonna. Oh, scandal. What did I do? I'm highlighting everything. Okay. I'm gonna not be lazy and I'm just gonna type it. Now, if you're not reading a Right Time article, you'll have to look for the claim or the thesis. But once you read the article and you go back to the beginning of the article, like the first paragraph, I bet you will find it. And then we're going to explain it after we read the article because we don't know yet how it is thesis. Okay. The howl of the wolf is being heard once again. In the 1960s, wolves have been nearly wiped out of all states except Alaska. But today, they're making a comeback. The animals can thank the Endangered Species Act of 1973 for protecting them. Because of the law, there are about 6,000 wolves. So this right here would be considered background in history, right? We could use some of that for background history for later. I'm just, that's a lot of highlighting, but it looks pretty. Okay, by 2013, gray wolves were no longer in danger of extinction, according to the United States Fish and Wildlife Service. It planned to remove the animals from the endangered species list. Wolf populations would then be managed by states. We've gone beyond our recovery goals, Dan Ash told TFK. He works for the agency. Wolves live in the United States once again. That's cause for celebration. Still in danger. Despite the large numbers of wolves, conservationists claimed it was too soon to take the gray wolf off the list. The wolves lived in only about 30% of habitat available to them. The hope was that they would start packs or groups in new territories, but that didn't happen. Ooh, there's more background. Suzanne Stone works for Defenders of Wildlife. She disagreed with taking wolves off the endangered list. She said, "There is plenty of good wolf habitat in Colorado, yet there's not a single wolf there today. There probably never will be if protections are lifted." Scientists warn that getting rid of predators like wolves can harm ecosystems. In the 1920s, wolves disappeared from Yellowstone National Park. With their enemy gone, elk felt safe to eat along rivers. They ate the plants that provided food and shelter for other animals. Wolves were reintroduced into the park beginning in 1995. Fear of wolves kept the elk moving. This allowed plants to grow again. Oh, that's more good information. So this could be support or background. Okay. Two sides to the story. Without top predators, said Stone, you'll see fewer kinds of species. Nature works best when all the parts are present and functioning. Some hunters and ranchers see the wolf as a threat. Hunters don't want to compete with wolves for elk, moose, and bison. Ranchers fear wolves will attack their sheep and cattle. The Fish and Wildlife Service says it will keep an eye on wolf populations. The agency plans to take action if wolf numbers reach below levels. They promise to put protections back in place. The wolf debate continues. Which side do you agree with? Okay, so let's look at some keywords. Come back, compete, recovery. Okay, so U.S. officials want to stop protecting gray wolves, but others say the animals still need our help. So we put the claim in quotes, and then you'll put, this is the claim because the article discusses sides of the issue about why wolves. Okay, and then background information. We found a lot of good background information. So here it talks about how wolves were almost extinct, but then they made a rule. They made protections for them. So we could use that whole quote would be great background information. What happened? Okay, I'm gonna take out the highlight tool. You gotta take out the highlight tool if you wanna copy paste. There we go. Turn off the highlight tool. Okay, so this is the history, right? Background information, background history. Oh, not doing that, okay. So in the 1960s, wolf had been nearly wiped out of all states except Alaska, but today they are making a comeback. The animals can thank the Endangered Species Act of 1973 for protecting them. Because of the law, there are now about 6,000 wolves. Okay, so this gives the reader an idea of why these protections were first put into place. The background, the history, helps you understand how big the problem, how endangered the wolf population is. Okay, so you just describe how this background information helps you understand the argument. Okay, now 2 quotes. Let's see. So I would choose, okay, there's no questions. Okay, I would choose oh, okay, this one. Okay, the highlight tool. This is some evidence that, so you copy, paste. Scientists warn that getting rid of predators like wolves can harm ecosystems. Okay, so this is evidence number 1. And then remember, you have to explain it with the sentence. This evidence shows that without wolves, nature is disturbed. Okay, one more. Evidencia de texto. So then I will put this one. This is another evidence. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay. This shows that keeping all species together helps to correct the imbalance in the ecosystem. I think ecosystem could be a key word, right? So you can look up the word. Excuse me. This is great. So for keywords, I do want you to list the definitions because it'll help build your vocabulary. So this is so cool how you can do this. So we're going to put ecosystem, a biological community of interacting organisms. So for keywords, ecosystem can be one. Let's see, another keyword could be endangered. And endangered is close to being extinct, right? If you want an official, not Miss Ponder definition, you can see seriously at risk of extinction. So close to being extinct, yeah. Let's see what else. Let's do one more keyword. And you can do some of the ones here too, like maybe pick one you don't know. Come back, a return to a better situation, compete, try to get something that others are trying to get, recovery, the act of becoming healthy after an illness. Ooh, I like recovery. Is it gonna let us? We'll use that one because the wolves are recovering, right? Fancy text. Oh. Okay, so here's 3 keywords. Diagrams, let's see. I mean, the map kind of is a diagram, right? But we have a section for maps. Map it out. Where are the wolves? In the past, the gray wolf moved across much of the United States. Today, the animal calls fewer places home. The map shows the gray wolf's past and present range in the lower 48, all the states except Alaska and Hawaii. Okay, so So you could just put map, and then in the map section, you can describe the map. So there is a map of the USA that shows how few places are inhabited by wolves in the present day compared to where they used to be before they were injured, right? So this map, just like I wrote, I'm so sorry. This map shows you where the wolves' current range, so is in orange. So there's only wolves in this part of the US, right here, kind of close to where we live, and right here. But they used to be in the history, in the historic range, they used to be all over. Isn't that sad? So wolves used to be over more than half of the US states, but because they were endangered, they're only in little tiny parts. How sad. So this map helps the argument, because the argument is others say the animals still need our help. Obviously, they still need our help because they only exist in like a tiny fraction of the US as opposed to where they used to exist. So let's see. There's a map of the USA that shows how few places are inhabited by wolves in the present day compared to where they used to be before they were endangered. This is great. So even maps and diagrams, of course, can support arguments in articles. Conservation. Oh. Ooh, conservation is a good word. Did they use that word? I don't see it, but okay. And then caption. There are a lot of captions. Come back in Minnesota. So yeah. Here's Minnesota. See, they're in Minnesota. You can pick any caption you want. I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do the map one because that's a really good one. So the map had a caption. Remember, captions are when they put a description below a picture or a map or a diagram. And then you explain it. Okay, and so here is our beautiful, wonderful chart on argumentative text features. So